Why are you and Dante having such a hard time? Are there not a lot of surrogates out there?
Surprisingly, there are a lot of women willing to do this.
Well, why don't you just pick one?
I want to, but it's just not that easy to find someone that I'm comfortable with.
Lulu, you're gonna get to keep the baby, but you have to let go of the surrogate at some point.
Okay, you don't understand. I was meeting with these women, and they're perfectly lovely people, but the interview process is so awkward. Knowing that one of them could be carrying my baby, I felt this weird need to try and impress them, and they were all nice, but I just didn't click with them.
Maybe it's just a case of you're trying too hard and you need to relax.
I read about how these surrogates are carrying babies for their sisters, and now I have never wanted a sister more in my life.
Well, of course, you want to click with the person who's going to be carrying your child inside of them for 9 months. You want it to be like this, like us, natural and easy, someone who gets you the way I do. Aw, you need another Maxie.
Well, there's only one of you, so unfortunately I have to settle for the next best thing.
I can assure you that even though Michael was raised by Sonny, he still counts. Right. Brooklyn Ashton, Daniel Edward Morgan.
How much did Jason pay you? You were doing backflips to make sure Sam and that baby inherit.
To my living great-grandchildren, I bequeath each of you 6% of my shares of ELQ.
That's 30%. I'm left with 10%. How could Daddy do this to me?
True, for years I hoped that Maxie would love me. But when she finally came around, it was too late. She's too late.
Yes, I know.
Ellie.
I heard what you said, and I knew this would happen. I'm too late. I wanted to be here for you, and I missed the funeral entirely. I'm so sorry, Damien. My seminar on bispecific T-cell engagers just ended, and I tried everything, including exceeding the speed limit, hoping I could be here with you.
Samantha, this is Ellie, of whom I was speaking.
Hi. Spinelli was saying that you helped find my baby.
Yeah, I was so honored to help in any way possible, even though Damien had to work extra hard to persuade me to break the rules, but the nobility of his cause prevailed, and out the proverbial window they went.
He's very determined.
Oh, this must be the infant in question. Oh, what a beautiful baby he is. I am so thrilled to meet both of you. You mean so much to Damien, as did your husband, Jason. So, are you in the mood for some lunch? Samantha, would you two care to join us?
Thank you. No, we have some thinking to do. I think we'll stay for a bit.
Nice to meet you
too.
I guess it's just you leaving.
Yes, it seems so.
So, what do you think, little guy? Spinelli, right? Are we gonna have to do this for Daddy someday?
I'm so sorry again that I didn't make it in time for the funeral.
No, it's fine. Truth, I wasn't even expecting you. You didn't know Mr. Quartermain. I mostly came as a courtesy to Jason. He would have wanted to be here, so I came in his place.
I suspect this funeral made you miss your friend even more.
Missing him is constant, but yeah, the funeral made it more pronounced.
Well, I was so worried. The only way I could even concentrate on the seminar was knowing that Maxie would be here. It just made me feel better knowing that you could lean on her in my absence.
I'm really sorry that you and Dante are having such a hard time.
Yeah, he wants me to give up on this idea that I need to have a special bond with the surrogate.
Well, he's right. You really shouldn't get attached to someone that you shouldn't see for the rest of your life.
I can't help it. I keep thinking about what it'll be like in the delivery room. I have this stranger who's a pinch hitter for me and during this intimate and beautiful thing, and what? She gives birth and she says goodbye and she goes home?
Well, yeah, probably.
But how will I know she won't want to keep the baby?
I'm sure you guys would have some sort of contract that stipulates the baby is yours.
But the point is, safeguards and contracts aside, I still won't know this woman.
God, Lulu, I just realized something. You've made me forget about Spinelli for an entire half an hour.
Happy to help.
Except I still don't have a life or a job. I need some sort of project. Something that makes me feel like I have purpose. You know, something that's bigger than me and my broken heart. Lulu, I just had the best idea.
I haven't figured out what I'm gonna put next.
I know the feeling. I'm in the same boat as you, trying to figure out how to start the rest of my life.
You really like it?
Yes, I told you I love it. You have to email me the rest of it.
No kidding?
Molly, your Christina is so independent and smart and cool, and Hank he's so mysterious and hot. And what are you gonna do with this?
What do you mean?
Are you gonna try to get it published?
Are you kidding? What publisher would even read some Jejune novel written by a high school student?
For starters, my Jejune father.
As for my remaining ELQ shares, I bequeath 5% to my loyal daughter-in-law, Monica.
What? I have to share my 10% with her?
I share my house with you.
And finally, I bequeath 5% to the woman who's been most faithful to me.
Oh, Daddy.
A woman whose loving attention to me made my days since Lila's death bearable. A woman I've cherished all these years for her constancy, her steadfast support, her honesty, and her plain old-fashioned good sense. Alice Gunderson.
What?
Me? I would just rather have 5 more years with Mr. Q than that 5%.
Daddy left me nothing? Nothing?
He must have left you something. Diane, what about his cash? His material possessions?
You're absolutely right. I forgot. That was just the shares. He was loaded. I'm sure he left me everything else.
All of my cash holdings, my bonds, my portfolio, and all of my material possessions I leave to be divided equally. 50% to Habitat for Humanity.
50% to charity?
It's a worthy charity.
Even you know that, Tracy.
And the other 50% to PBS.
Public Broadcasting System?
I guess Mr. Quartermain preferred Big Bird to Oscar the Grouch.
That's it? You've read the entire will?
I have.
Well, then, I suggest we go and enjoy lunch in Edward's honor, shall we? Coming, Tracy?
Mother, are you okay?
Yes, dear, I'm fine. Why don't you go in and have some lunch? I'm sure you're starving.
You sure?
Yes, would you save me some red meat? The bloodier, the better. I don't believe this for a minute.
I can assure you that will is airtight.
There has to be a mistake in this piece of trash document that you drew up.
Why would you follow and read my novel?
My father is Todd Manning, and he owns The Sun, Crimson, and a bunch of other companies, including a publishing house. I would love to show it to him.
But you haven't even finished it.
Well, if it's as good as the first 50 pages, then I will show it to my dad. You should be proud of it. What do you have to lose?
Well, he's never gonna publish it, but just that you're willing to do this for me. Thank you, Star. Really, thank you.
Of course.
Look, I'm really glad you're not mad at your parents anymore.
What they did hurt so much at the time, but now that so much has happened, it's funny how all that resentment and bitterness just faded.
Yeah, I hurt you too.
At Edward Quartermain's funeral today, I got to thinking a lot about forgiveness. You know, being angry all the time, holding a grudge, hanging on to all the pain, it's just so much work. It's better just let it go.
I'm gonna take that as a good sign.
Not one mention of me. Not one. How can that be?
Actually, there was one more thing.
This
This idea is perfect. It's kismet. It's meant to be. It's exactly what I need to get Spinelli off my mind.
You're gonna get a job?
No.
You're gonna move out of the apartment?
Even better. If I do what I'm thinking, Spinelli will be the last thing that I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about?
Your surrogate.
Or surrogate? What does that mean?
It means, Lulu, I will carry your baby for you.
So, did you get to sit with Maxie at the funeral?
No. We hardly spoke a word to each other.
You know, she was uncharacteristically quiet this morning. She was close with Mr. Q. Obviously, that's why you guys have been so distracted.
Yeah, that must be it.
Don't worry, Daniel. I am not ready to give up on Daddy yet.
What's this?
Oh, I have no idea. Your father left explicit instructions that it be given to you.
Well, then it must be something wonderful.